Hey guys, Zen here, and today I'm back. I've missed you. Of course, we're going to discuss the pretty massive reworks that are coming to both Capitao and Lion. We're also going to go over some of the latest Rainbow Six news, and as always, I'm excited to hear from you guys. So let us begin. First up, today Ubisoft released the official Year 4 Season 1 Pro League sets, and they've supplied us with a look with a small trailer. So let's take a look. Now, of course, these are paid-only packs for these operators, so you will have to pick up some R6 credits to gain access to them, but you do have the ability to buy each individually if you'd like one for a specific operator, or of course, you can get them discounted in a bundle. For those of you who are new to the game, this is the only way to get your hands on a completely gold chibi charm, which oddly enough is something I'm asked quite a bit, but these are limited time only, so if you want them, get them before the season ends, and if you do plan on getting one, let us know which operator down below. But really quickly, while we're on the topic of skins, I'm wondering if any of you have noticed some of the Burnt Horizon exclusive skins that have gone missing since the last update. For instance, I used to have Mozzie's race car skin equipped on the Commando, and now it's gone, and also isn't available in the menu to purchase. Now, I've been hearing this a lot within the community, and so I'm hoping this can serve as a little bit of feedback to Ubisoft. I want my race car skin back, but even more importantly, make Mute's Elite skin available for the SMG-11. It still isn't here, and I'm still salty. And while we're on that note, please. Next up, we absolutely have to discuss the recent rework to Lion. I know there are a lot of you guys who are probably aware by now, but just in case you haven't been notified, Lion has been reworked and is currently being tested on the test server. Now, recently Ubisoft tweeted out some footage and a basic outline of these changes. They're going to be changing the warning timer down to 1.5 seconds, the scan timer goes down to 2 seconds, the scan outline has been replaced with a red ping debuff, the number of charges has been increased to 3, and the cooldown has been decreased to 15 seconds. Now, a nice little addition and improvement to Vigil is he'll be immune to all of this while using the ERC 7 gadget. Now, to be honest, this was such a big change that I wanted to allow the community some time to really get a grasp on it before I gave my thoughts, but now is that time, so let's get into it. I actually really like how Ubisoft have handled this rework. From the beginning, Lion's whole purpose is to hold the defender still for a few seconds to allow the attackers to push in, and with this rework, that is still very much his purpose. At first, this change seemed like a straight up nerf. I mean, you're going from a full-on outline and exact positioning of an enemy to a ping debuff akin to Alibi's Prisma. But what I think still makes him a viable operator is that now it's happening almost instantly. Currently, the defenders have 3 full seconds to find a spot and just sit and wait it out. No matter what they're doing, they can easily use those seconds to stop and basically prepare for Lion's scan. After the rework, they're only going to get 1.5 seconds, which basically means that if they're sprinting down a hallway and that scan comes in, they might have just enough time to stop dead in their tracks, but definitely not enough to find a hiding spot or to get comfortable in a corner. So again, it's happening almost instantly, but instead of giving him a jackal ping, they gave him one like Alibi's, which is much more consistent and faster overall. So no, you won't know exactly which way they're facing, and I don't think you'll be able to recognize who they are like you do currently, but it'll still give you enough information to pre-fire if you need to, or to make a smart push. There's also the fact that he'll be able to do this more rapidly. I think we've all experienced it as Lion, where your first scan gives you just enough information to get close to an enemy, but then you're stuck sitting in a corner waiting for your second scan so you can push. Meanwhile, you have Blitz and Ash screaming in your headphones to scan, but you've still got 5 seconds to burn. It can be really frustrating because something I don't think a lot of teams realize is that when Lion is on the field, there becomes this reliance on that EE1D, and during a round, each individual player will lay claim to it if they think it best suits their push. Now, I know that is kind of grabbing, but in my experience, it's true. So what I'm really getting at is that now with a decreased cooldown and an additional scan, Lion has more control over his gadget and can use it more consistently. Surprisingly enough, I'm not going to ask you about your thoughts about this change because it is only on the test server and the majority of us haven't really tried it yet. So if you want to express your feelings, things, please feel free. But if you want to wait until you go hands-on, I'd love to hear your first impressions. There's also the rework to Capitao. Now, honestly, I don't really see this as a rework, more so a much needed buff and adjustment to this character. Now, Capitao has always been about area denial for the attacking side. The asphyxiating bolts are a great way to pinpoint exactly where you don't want the defenders. The problem was that it just didn't do it well. The radius of the fire was just too small, and it had a generally awkward and inconsistent deployment. But now it's spread out much wider, covering more surface area. They have decreased its damage output, and there are some that are bummed out by this, but in reality, the damage isn't what Capitao is about. Smoke's gas canisters, for instance, don't do a ton of damage, but the reason he's still viable as an operator is because he's so good at keeping the attackers out of a specific area. I still think that the scope on the crossbow is the real dilemma when it comes to this operator, but with this rework, I think we're gonna see a lot of new Capitao mains, but where I think this will be most effective is in Pro League. At that level of play, Twitch really isn't a counter to Mira, it's just not something you see all the time, but I think these new bolts from Capitao will be, because it'll make it almost impossible for her to peek if he gets it just right. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this, it is older than my favorite episode of SpongeBob, but if you plan on becoming a newfound Capitao main, let us know, or have you always been this way? The last topic in this video is a little more serious in nature and actually affects us all. Article 13 has officially been adopted by the EU government. This makes companies like YouTube liable for the content uploaded to the platform, which basically means that a copyright holder can actually sue and take legal action against not only the uploader of the content, but YouTube themselves. With the millions of videos uploaded each day to the platform, it is literally impossible for YouTube to account for each one of those videos and make sure that all of the content is original. All of this could amount to the end of YouTube as we know it, and that isn't an understatement. This is very serious stuff. Now, I don't want to paint a picture of doom and despair, but with Article 13 now in effect, content coming out of and going into the EU could cease to exist. That really is just the spark notes of the whole situation, so if you or any creators have any additional context to add, please let us know. This has been something that creators as well as YouTube themselves have been fighting against and ultimately came up short. But that's really everything for this video, and I'm really glad to be making more content for you guys. Operation Burnt Horizon is in full swing, and so I wanted to cap this video off with some of my favorite moments so far, but I'm curious to know how you've been enjoying this season so far. I'm feeling the sweat like never before here in season 1, but I can honestly say it's refreshing because so far I've had a lot of fun and the game just feels new. It could be that Ash no longer has the R4C ACOG, or just the fact that I've been droning people out on defense. But if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. With that being said, it's been Zen. Hey, I'm out.
Seconds left.
Reloading. I need help.
Time expires. 10 seconds. 5 seconds to go. Op 4, last operator. Friendly is victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
I was reloading.
All up in his neck.
Nice.
Loading new mag.
Break the wall. Good.
Where is he?
1v1 day.
Op 4 remaining.
Last day.
He's like
On the
northeast
mirror, on
corner.
the mirror.
He's northeast
10
corner.
seconds.
Look.
5 seconds left.
Good shit.
Op 4 neutralized.
Let's work, boys. Come on, let's work. Ozzy dead?
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Who's to your right, Quantum?
You have
He left
located
her
a
off,
bomb.
Fast on the bomb side.
Op 4 last stop standing.
Good plan.
They have it.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Mavericks.
Air compression, all set.
Loading new magazine.
Op 4, last operator standing.
Reload.
20 health.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
A mountain.